It took me a while to record a video like this because I don't normally share such detailed prophetic visions and remote views and dreams publicly, especially on matters which are related to political, national level, world affairs, which are highly sensitive. As I head Golden Door, which is an organization that focuses on truth and integrity of the written word, I try to stay neutral, non-partisan. I don't have any particular, agenda, organization that I tie up with, for political reasons, and of any of that sort. So the only reason of why I would want to share something like this now is because I'm compelled to, due to so many times a vision, dreams have been shown to me, sometimes month after month, sometimes week after week. When I wrote my first book, Through the Golden Door, it was like that. The supernatural encounters through my spiritual journey and resulted in a 426-page book. But this time, since 2020 started, it has been, information from the spiritual realm at the national level, particularly US and China. Now, I am Singaporean. I'm not a US citizen or Chinese citizen or resident of any of these countries. I have visited these countries. I have always had an enjoyable experience. I have very close friends who are Chinese, who are American. I don't have an agenda, as I said. Why am I sharing is because I want the truth to be known for the sake of saving humans, even a small number. Now, I've been holding back because I wasn't sure what the reaction would be, because some of them have been very disturbing. One of them in particular left me in tears for several days, in fact, especially the first day. Because I could feel the soul of the people. So I'm going to share with you. And I encourage you to share this video. I am not going to alter what I was shown in any way. Racial, cultural, nothing at all. Okay? Because what's going to happen this month, next month, especially, is going to affect the whole world. All right. So February 2020, just after the pandemic was declared, I was shown hysteria. The place looked like China. It didn't just look, but I knew. The knowing came through. I was in deep meditation, which I practice very regularly, every day. Sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours in a stretch. And there was hysteria, there was fear, and there were visions of a lab environment. Okay, now I would say one more disclaimer. Nothing I am sharing today is based on what I read from alternate media or mainstream media. It's purely based on what I received. Okay, so this was a lab environment. There was hysteria. Something had gone wrong. That's it. Okay, that's one vision. The next one was very disturbing. There were two parts to this vision. The first part, it was purely a remote view. The first part, I was looking in, and felt like I was in this place. Again, it was China. Interesting. I've never had visions of China constantly in my life. There was a man, he was wearing a surgical mask outside. He was in his car. He was infected with the virus. And looking straight at me. As if he was saying to me telepathically, save us. We are suffering so much, but we cannot say anything. Nobody knows the truth. He was infected with the virus. He was trying to escape, but apparently they found him. Sounds like a movie, doesn't it? And all I know is that there's such panic in his eyes when he was found. They literally incinerated the car he was in. Sounds bizarre, doesn't it? But right after that vision, because he was incinerated in this car, sounded too bizarre to me. I could feel the fear, the grief, the sense of hopelessness. The vision switched to people. And they were all infected. They were all wearing the mask. Not just the mask. There was some with the ventilator. They were quite critical. And some with the mask. And they were one by one put into a place where they were burnt alive. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I just couldn't understand it. Why was it so horrific? When I came out of that remote view, I questioned myself, why is this so horrific? The worst thing was the man looking at me, the one earlier. His eyes, his soul just left an imprint into my soul. And I felt him as a person. Now, so it sounds so bizarre. I wasn't really too sure how to explain it. But I know when I read about how China was saying that they control the virus, I knew that they were lying. Again, I have nothing against China. There is something wrong at the top level. And the people are suffering. So, to the world to show that we are taking care of things, we are controlling things through the process of elimination. This is what it felt like. Quick elimination. Human life doesn't mean anything. I felt the blood cries in the spirit. Here I am, not even in China. I could feel it in the spirit. Third vision. This was quite recent. I'm only sharing with you the really intense ones. This was around end October 2020. And I was shown a firing squad. Again, it was China. I could see from the uniform of the soldiers as the executioners was the Chinese government. No doubt about that. And they were firing at their own people. It was very strange. I cannot say 100% of their own people, but it looked like it. But in terms of the previous vision of the incineration, I would say 100%. But the firing squad, there were a group of people, they shot down. I don't know why. I don't even know why it's been shown to me. But that also disturbed me. Now, in between these China visions, I saw again another one on the labs. Now, this was, I believe, October 2020, just about the time I saw the firing squad. Wasn't clear to me, but there was something going on in the labs. Again, some level of frenzy. That's all I can say, frenzy. It wasn't positive, it was negative. Again, secretive lies. Was the truth is not really shared. What the media was sharing, what was really happening, was not accurate. It was hidden. It was a cover-up. Now, at the same time, I've been shown visions of the US elections. So it happens alternatively. There is a link. I have never, really followed so much. I mean, I know about what's happening, but I have never really, like, every few days, every day, see what's really happening with the American politics. It's never been like that for me. But my goodness, and I was shown on Trump twice. Can you imagine that? Never really liked him, like I shared in the previous video, because I was reading mainstream media. I always felt he was a little bit arrogant when he would talk. You can't really tell a person. I try not to judge a person until I meet them. But what was interesting is first I was shown how we had actually won. Okay, supposed to have won. Supposed to have won. Okay, not what's been shown, but supposed to have won. And what I was shown, which is very recent. This was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. And how there were two flags. One was the American flag, and one was a yellow flag. Trump was in between the flags, and both flags were crushing him. It's like pressing against his head. Both flags, the American flag and the yellow flag. But he was like a bull. He was wounded, but he was bulldozing through and not allowing them to crush him. His face was turning red. I could see the persistence, the commitment, the pain. I could see the pain. And around me, I saw some people, they were corpses. These people, I believe, were working for him some way or the other, and they were killed off. So I will say, I don't know, but the corpses were there with him. But he was fighting on. And then there was suddenly a vision of George Washington. It's really interesting. So the American flag and the yellow flag. And I did some checking about symbolism. And I've always been very interested in symbolism. The yellow flag symbolizes a disease from a certain perspective. So the disease, the pandemic was crushing him. Was it created? Because I was shown twice about labs and panic, but I was very sure, I can say very much in certainty that this was lab created, not something which is an act of nature. Why was this pandemic created? Interesting. Now, George Washington was shown to me. Then I realized how George Washington and Trump were very similar in what they were doing, kind of revolution. The removal of an old system, an evil system, to create something new. And after that vision, yes, George Washington was shown, and there was dollar bills. There was a bit of chaos with the currency markets. There's going to be maybe in the future, I don't know. But last thing was shown to me was Trump speaking to me and saying, "You're going to sort this out. There's a lot of work to do. It's a lot of work to do, but we are going to sort it out." That's all. My goodness. So China and US visions happening in parallel. But most importantly, the reason why I created this video is because I am deeply concerned about how the people in China are being treated, especially those who are infected. This is the reason why I'm sharing this video. I just want this, if this is going to result in something positive, then I'm very grateful. But I feel that it's important for everyone to understand this. Please don't be fooled by the mainstream media. Please tap onto the information within you. Look to God. Because we need to be above this world. There's so much distortion. Let's return to ourselves as children of God. Let's not get lost in this mess. And if you become unpopular because you realize the truth, so be it. This is not a popularity contest. We need to think about the bigger picture. There's too much at stake. To be burnt alive? Please. No one deserves to be treated like that.